Hello everybody, it is Michael here from My Retirement Trading, and today is a very special day. Today is the first payment in my account from TDAQ by TappAlpha. But before I get into this, I must state that this is not financial advice or a recommendation, and it is for entertainment purposes only. So let's get into it. My TDAQ fact sheet. I first purchased this on September 4th, 2025 when I was on vacation. And all my shares, the amount invested originally, not counting the drip, is going to be $20,369.80. And as of today, the value is $20,989. And that's not even counting the distribution. But today's gain, the total gain as of today, 10/22/2025, is $619.20, or 3.03% in about a month and a half. Well, we head over to my spreadsheet, and when I woke up this morning, I looked at my account, and I found my first payment from TDAQ. It was $303.99. And I figured that up on my cost basis, which my cost basis was $20,369.80. And that would be an APR of 17.9% on my original cost basis. And this is a monthly payer. So that'd be nice to get that every month or something very similar. Well, I head over to TappAlpha's website, TappAlphaFunds.com, and I go to the TDAQ part of their website, and it says right here, TDAQ, the TappAlpha Innovation 100 Growth and Daily Income ETF. And it says their investment objective, the TappAlpha Innovation 100 Growth and Daily Income ETF, the fund, seeks current income while maintaining prospects for capital appreciation. The fund's secondary investment objective is to seek exposure to the performance of the Invesco QQQ Trust Series 1 QQQ, subject to a limit on potential investment gains. And a little facts over here said as of October 20th, said the price was $26.74, had about little over 19 million in net assets, has an expense ratio of 0.68, but a distribution rate of 17.41%. And it says the fund aims to achieve its objectives through growth, income generation, maximized time decay, reduced time risk, and flexibility. And this maximized time decay by writing call options each trading day that expire the same day, TDAQ seeks to capitalize on the rapid time decay inherent to zero DTE option positions. And we'll go down here to the distributions, the 17.41% rate, and it paid 38 cents a share, October 22nd, 2025. Over to stockanalysis.com. It's a great website for doing stock analysis and ETF analysis, and definitely go over there and check it out. I really enjoy using their ETF comparison tool. So I inputted a few different funds. I've inputted TDAQ, and they have a 0 days to expiration strategy. And I also added QDTE by Roundhill, and QQQI by Neos. It's a little different strategy, but it's still based on the same index. And then the Vanguard VU, which is the S&P 500 ETF by Vanguard, against the underlying that TDAQ writes on, the QQQ, which is basically a NASDAQ fund. But we don't have very much data since TDAQ hasn't been out very long. So I just had to use a 1 month to see how it stacks up. But as of yesterday, October 21st, 2025, TDAQ was ahead by 2.49%. And it was actually ahead of the underlying QQQ, which was 2.12%, and followed by NEOS QQQI, which came in at 2.06%, followed by Vanguard VU at 1.16%, followed by QDTE by Roundhill that came in at 1.09%. But like I said, this is a very small amount of data since it's been out. Well, today is the first distribution for me, and it was 38 cents, like I mentioned earlier, and I have 797 shares, and that comes to a total of $303.99, or a rate of 17.9% on my cost basis, APR of 17.9% on my cost basis. And their website showing like 17.41%. So if you watch some of my videos before, I'm big on the rule of 72. I talk about that a lot. And if you were to take the rule of 72 and divide it by that 17.41%, as long as the NAV stayed stable, it would be about 4.13 years to double your money. Because of the rule of 72, you take 72 and you divide it by your annual rate of return, and that's approximately how long it takes to double your money. So like I said, 72 divided by the 17.41 equals about 4.13 years to double your money in total returns if you were to do drip on this. So if that's very possible if it was to maintain this. Why did I invest in TDAQ? TDAQ by TappAlpha. Well, one of the reasons is I had already invested in TSPY by TappAlpha, and I had really good results with that so far. And their strategy on that one is based on the S&P, and so I wanted a fund that had that was based on a NASDAQ basically, and TDAQ is basically the same thing as TSPY, except instead of being on the S&P 500, it's based on a NASDAQ. And so the returns usually are a little bit higher on that from my experience, what I've noticed. So anyway, I wanted that for that reason. And it's a monthly pair. So this has monthly income. So that's something that I was very interested in. And it pays a very high yield. Right now, it came in at 17.41%. So I would consider that a very high yield. And I have that set to drip at this time. So I'm this dividend reinvestment plan where I'm just compounding at this point. But eventually, I hope to live off these funds. So this is the reason that this is one of my anchors in my portfolio at this time. Well, in conclusion, none of this is financial advice or a recommendation. This is just what Michael's doing on his journey, financial journey. So don't do this just because I'm doing it. Do your own research if you're interested in this. But anyway, I added this because it has NASDAQ exposure, monthly income, and it pays a very high yield, and the NAV seems to be fairly stable at this point in time. And I had good luck with their TSPY fund, which has a similar strategy. So That's the reason why I added this, and I have been very pleased with today's distribution of about 38 cents a share. And on my 797 shares, I received $303.99. And I consider that a very nice monthly little paycheck on an initial investment of $20,369.80. So we're going to leave that here, but if y'all have any comments or suggestions, please drop them in the comment section. And if you own TDAQ or TSPY, let me know in the comment section. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. But on that note, until next time, I will catch you all later.